Well, good afternoon, Shawnee and friends. Welcome to this week's Patio Ponderings. I'm Pastor Sue, and I'm so glad you decided to join me. Today is a special edition. I have a guest today. I'd like to introduce Doug Hellerud. Doug is on our council. He's part of our leadership team. And so I'm just going to have him introduce himself and tell a little bit about himself to start.
All right. Well, thanks, Sue.
Yeah.
It's great to be here, and we're inside because it's kind of windy outside today, but so we're office ponderings,
Yes.
something like that.
There we go.
I've been a longtime member of Trondheim ever since I've been a little kid. If anybody saw my pulpit talk, or when we were talking as we got into leading up to the 105th anniversary, just have had a great history here, growing up in the old church and then moving down here. And I've been on the council before, but really wasn't on the council for maybe the past 15 years.
Yeah.
So the opportunity arose, and so I jumped back in, serving as the treasurer and really trying to do my part. In my business career, I've been involved in Dairy Queen in one way or another for 36 years. I worked for the corporation in the early 90s. I left. I owned a Dairy Queen in Apple Valley and ran my own business for like 26 years and sold that business. Worked for a really large franchisee that owned 250 Dairy Queens. And then the last 2.5 years, I've worked for the corporation again and worked on their operations side. So do stuff with financials and the P&L. So I guess that's my skill set, or where I can come in and help and say, well, what are we doing here at Trondheim? And
yeah. So as Doug said, he's taken on the role of looking at our mission resources and looking at our overall giving and expenses. And he's done an amazing job just taking a broad view of that whole financial picture, if you will, and has some really great insights. And so I really wanted him to share them more broadly than just with the council. So tell us what you found. Any surprises, anything you learned?
Well, even before we start, I mean, it's truly, I mean, this church doesn't happen just by accident. And so I would just say gratitude and thank you for for what everybody is doing currently. I mean, we have, offerings and volunteers and prayers. And so everything that's going on, we are a very, very sound congregation. Maybe small, but we're very, very, very sound.
We're very healthy, I think.
It is.
I agree.
And when we look at the budget and the fiscal, where we're at, we're very financially responsible. We don't spend a lot of money that really isn't needed or called for. So I would look at our expenses and I would say we do a great job managing the expenses that we have. But then when we think about what are the opportunities that are in front of us, it's really when you hear, geez, Lonsdale is continuing to grow. What are the opportunities? What's this church going to be in 10 years? It's still going to be here. It's going to be bigger. And, so how do we create that mission out in the community? And what are some of the opportunities in front of us?
Right.
So I would say, like most churches, our biggest expense falls into, the two main categories. It's the people and the facilities. So it's great. Everyone has to get paid, the people that are here doing it. And then we have to just manage the facilities. We've done a great job in reducing the mortgage, and we're getting closer and closer closer to making that happen. But when I would think about the opportunity that really might be in front of us, it's really about the ministry and what we can do. And you think about just maybe it's really small, just faithful steps that people can make to get there.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying is, we don't really have, we don't have any extra spending that we can cut anymore. We've kind of done all that we can do there. We're at kind of the bare minimum, is what it sounds like. Managing very well what we do have, being very responsible as a leadership team, which is great. So looking at more probably increasing what our resources are to just grow our ministry. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep. 100%. So opportunities for, we think about raising money or being able to send kids to camp. And we can do that. But, it comes through giving, and it comes through generosity. And that's really where it comes down into. There's ways that we can continue to do it. We talk about raise right. That's small. Even if you think you buy a gift card, a Casey's gift card, and you get 3% back. Well, That's 3%. It
Yeah.
might be $3. Well, all of a sudden you get 50 people that do it. And geez, we just figured out how to get $100, and it didn't cost anybody anything.
Right.
Just
Right.
everyday life.
Yep. Yeah. So what, being on the leadership team now and hearing, we do a lot of reflecting at our annual celebration of ministry, and we've talked a little bit in our council meetings about the next steps in ministry. And where do you see our next growth in ministry?
Well, if you think about it, the church, the building here, it's really not the mission. So
Right.
the church, it houses our mission, and where we can continue to invest in, and it's in our youth, and it's
Yeah.
continuing to grow. The Wednesday night suppers, people that, if you've not been up here, it's loaded with people, and it's
Yeah.
loaded with kids, and that's really the future.
Yep.
And where you want to get to go. So
Yeah.
figuring out how we can, if we're able to increase any generosity that we have, that's where we can say, all right, then we would have dollars in the budget, and we can continue to figure out maybe more creative ways to send kids to camp, get
Right.
more kids involved, so that they can continue to, their flame continues to grow, and they share the good news and things that are happening
Yeah.
here at Trondheim.
It's interesting because that comes up over and over again across the board. This is a church that cares about our youth, and by increasing our giving, we can really put more and more energy behind that. What are your thoughts about how can people think about their own giving and their own generosity here?
Yeah, it's, I get it. The economy today, there's all
tough.
kinds of expenses,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
stuff. Gas is more expensive, but it really comes down to thoughtfulness, and it's not just about, equal giving. It's really about, all right, equal opportunity, and really making equal choices, and trying to say, can I do something to,
Right.
what do I have the ability to do? And that we have Simply Giving, and maybe we haven't increased our Simply Giving. I, for one, am the same thing, and we've talked about that at the council. I don't know how to always easily increase that.
Okay.
So we need
Yep.
to communicate that out to the members in the church and say, yeah, I want to increase it, even if it's $10, $5 a month. That's an opportunity that's
Across
there.
many people, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I would say, too, if you're not giving electronically,
Yeah.
that's a great way to step into it. You can do it via Venmo now. You
Yep.
can do it through the church website. You can do it through Simply Giving, either on your own, or if you want help with that, we can help you get it set up. But just having that regular giving is so helpful for us having a solid financial
It truly does.
picture.
And we lost a Sunday in the month of March because of
Yep.
a snowstorm. And if we went back, and when I was in the council 20 years ago, that would have been a disaster, because it would have been no giving at all.
Right,
And now
right.
we're able to keep that. So I get,
Yep.
we got stuff coming on in the summer, and people might be gone or traveling, but it's really important just to keep remembering that this is our house, and that we got to take care of it.
Yeah, great. Well, I hope we've given you some food for thought in thinking about how we're doing financially, maybe where you can step in and help. Think about joining or increasing your electronic giving. Another thing, you were kind of just past tax time, raise time, bonus time. If you've gotten an extra bump, a one-time bonus or a one-time tax return, maybe you can think about sharing some of that with the church and help us move forward in ministry. Any other final words, Doug?
Well, I just hope everybody gets outside and
I
enjoys this
know.
great weather today.
Yep, feels like summer this week now.
It is, and it looks like people will have shorts on Sunday, maybe.
Yep, yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Doug, for being here, and have a great week. We'll see you on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.